Well, these experiences are actually really good because I do agree with Jess that it is psychological. And in fact, the reason a lot of people are so poor at money management is because they're scared of like learning. They have really bad relationships with money, and these are formed by your beliefs in childhood. So if you've always learned that your relationship with money is you're told it's there and then it's not, you probably have a lot of fears and scarcity beliefs about money.
You hold on to money a lot more and don't do much.
I actually do, yeah.
That kind of stuff. And then for you, Gio, since you were taught like how to manage money at
I didn't know how to manage that at all, dude.
Right.
It was really bad.
But you got like some health. It sounds like you got some healthy exercises in it.
Compared to people with zero idea of like having a piggy bank or a savings account or nothing as a child. Like,
well, all I knew was this concept of a savings account. I didn't understand what it did. I just knew it was there because you're saving it.
Yeah.
But there was never really a goal for it. There was never a real explanation of like, you want to have this in case of a rainy day or whatever. It was more like, I have this for you to hook you up. But there was like no timeline.
Do you ever have an allowance?
No.
No?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I did. So I don't know. My dad is a CPA and my mom was a vice president of a bank. So they taught me about money like really early on. I still managed to screw it up because you make mistakes during life.
So what did you learn growing up?
So growing up, it was similar to you. I did have a savings account, but they never put anything into that. I was working as a model when I was 8 years old. And
like
I was
a Coogan account.
Yeah, but that was before Jackie Coogan. So back then, parents could screw over kids a lot, and that's why those laws were enacted. But at my time, it hadn't been enacted yet. My parents were just really generous, and now looking back, I see that. But they would take time out of their workday and drive me to these shoots. And I was also doing extra work and featured work. Like I was on Power Rangers, and I was on this movie called The Pest with John Leguizamo and stuff. And so it was really cool. And that started when I was 8 years old to 12 years old. And so all of the money that I made from those jobs went into my own account with my own name on it. And I had a savings, like an ATM card that connected to the savings account. And
you knew what that was all for?
Yeah, they were basically like, this is your money. You can use it however you want. They didn't train me too much until later on how to manage money, but I just remember if I wanted to buy a present for my friend, I would pull from my savings account and I would buy a present with my own money that I made from working. And I know that I always wanted a job because I liked being able to make my own money and that ownership of it being my money and not having anyone control what I could or couldn't buy with my own money. So I did learn money management from spending too much and then having zero to take out from until I made my next job.
Crazy.
But I didn't, have someone telling me you can or can't spend money.
Oh, damn, that's really good.
Yeah.
Freedom.
But if I ran out of money and I went to my parents and was like, hey, can I borrow money? Because
where's your money, bro?
My dad actually taught me about interest. So he goes, yeah, I'll give you this $5, but when you make $5 back, you have to pay me $5.25. So you have to pay me $5 back
dad
plus
was a
quarter.
hustler, dude.
Yeah. Wow. And he always taught me to pay back with interest because that ended up being how it is in real life. Credit cards always have you pay back with interest. Mm-hmm. And so to this day, whenever he borrows money from me, like if he borrows $10 from me, he'll pay me $11 back.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. And so little things like that I didn't realize were helpful growing up. I thought everybody got them. They actually are super helpful to my relationship with money and how I was able to always be on guard on, like when we were running low or like when we had to save. That being said, savings I know is really tough on people. The biggest help I've ever gotten, and I believe I didn't really even incorporate this into my life until I read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which I highly suggest everybody read. It's by Robert Kiyosaki. He really teaches you the different ways people use their money and how you can use money to leverage it for you. But is putting away 15% right away. So no matter if you're working as an employee or if you're a freelancer or if you're working, owning businesses or making money off investments or whatever, put away 15% of whatever you're making right off the bat as if it never existed. Mm-hmm. And when you when you start to build that pile and forget about it even being there, because if you think about it, taxes are taken out right away immediately if you're an employee, and you pretend that that was never your money. Well, you should do the same for yourself. So it's the idea of paying yourself first. So you put away 15% that's to yourself first, and then you pay the taxes.
That would have never worked on me in college.
Really?
Yeah, because like so you also got to think about like the average person. They already don't understand how percentages work.
Yeah.
So if you told me at 20 something or at 18 put 15% away of whatever, I'm like, I don't even know what that means, like to put 15% away. And then I would be like, but I really want that one thing right now. Like I had zero self-control and I just wanted what I wanted immediately.
Yeah, that's true.
So what ended up helping me when I got older, after I fucked up a lot, it was like, okay, well, let me just set a goal. So I want to travel.
Yeah.
So then I would say, okay, so I'm going to make this account that so happens to be a savings account. And I'm going to title it my travel account. And then I would put away like $100 if I could. That was like my goal, to put away $100 every month and be like, okay, this is going towards my travel. And
That's so helpful.
I would kind of see that, like I would just use whole numbers.
Yeah. Having a goal in mind, like, because it is like, it is all psychological. It's like, why would I just put this money aside for whatever reason when like I'm going to spend it because I want something. But having that goal in mind and ultimately being like, oh, if I take from this now, I won't be able to have my final picture.
Yeah.
That's
and
super helpful.
I would see it grow and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like this is actually really helping me. And then it kind of became a game because I'm like, well, how much more money can I raise? Oh, really? I'm at $2,000 now? Ooh, now I want 2,500.
Yeah, I think turning it into a game it's great too. For me, it was when I learned all about like investing in the stock market. I really wanted to have enough money
How
to
did you
invest.
even learn that? Like, how did that come across?
Girl, I'm such a nerd. Like once I start one book, so I read The Rich Dad Poor Dad, and then it's all about using your money to have it work for you and creating multiple streams of passive income. That's how all rich people stay rich and keep getting richer, is they have leverage. They have money working for them and they have people working for them. So to create, anybody can create that sort of leverage, but you have to know how. And that's the one thing that they don't pass down. So in the book, his rich dad taught him how to leverage his money. And it's like investing and businesses are the way that you leverage your money. And so I really wanted to learn how to invest. So then I read the book Rule Number One by Phil Town, which I think is kind of outdated now, but it used Warren Buffett strategies to invest in the stock market. And you have to have kind of a pile to start. And that was my ultimate goal. And then playing with that and like seeing money grow and like seeing how money can grow other money that didn't even exist before is so fun once you start getting into it. But unfortunately, you're never taught that.
Yeah, you're definitely a nerd.